Radio.co provides web-hosted software solutions for radio stations, as opposed to the traditional desktop systems that broadcasters are used to.
The beauty of Radio.co is anyone can start a radio station within a few minutes. There's no complicated software to download, there's no code to learn, anything like this. You can begin uploading your files immediately and your radio station is brought to life in an instant.
Start your station today with Radio.co.
So we've had a really good first year at Radio.co. We've onboarded a lot of clients, we've made some new hires, and we've also got more staff joining us. So we're really excited to carry on pioneering the platform and really bringing some groundbreaking features to the internet radio industry. Some of the online challenges we've had really revolve around scaling and redundancy. In the past, we've launched products that have fallen over very quickly because we've had this sudden burst in demand of the product, which is a good problem to have, but ultimately you need to make sure you've got infrastructure and your servers aren't going to fall over.
Well, the drawbacks of ordinary hosting is that it's all very manual. Otherwise, you'd go with a managed company, and to be honest with you, we've not had the best sort of track record with those. Whenever you'd contact them, you'd want to speak to a developer and somebody who understands your problem, but that's not always been the case, and it's pretty frustrating as a developer.
It's very rigid and designed for a certain type of website or application, and we really need a tailor-made solution to fit our needs rather than trying to build a product to fit a standard hosting setup. If our radio stations go down, we're also responsible for people who are trying to listen to them as well. So having reliable servers and a reliable cloud infrastructure is fundamental to the success of our business.
We had a lot of issues with dedicated servers where we'd have to basically order a new server and the time taken to set all this up, and it was all very manual. Whereas now, it's just automated and I can sleep peacefully.
The Steamhouse approach is much different because the solution that they've delivered to us has been entirely tailor-made, which works a lot better for us. It gives our developers a lot more creative freedom in terms of the techniques and tools that they can employ to create a really awesome product.
I was drawn to Steamhouse after the initial meeting at their offices when they spoke to us about what they could provide and how they could fix the problems that we currently have with scaling. I was really impressed with how well they knew the latest technologies and the systems that we should be using.
So when Radio.co first approached us, their application already had a degree of automation in it. I think there was a requirement to take it to the next level, and bringing someone in like Steamhouse seemed to be the next logical step for them.
I think I've noticed that our developers have had a very good working relationship with the guys at Steamhouse. So they've been in communication with them on a day-to-day basis, just working together on the solution rather than a lot of long-winded, complicated meetings. So I think it's been really beneficial for our development team.
When working with Steamhouse, I feel like they're an extension of the team as opposed to an external company, because whenever I've got an issue, I just get on Slack and talk to either Rob or Chris directly.
We have a really close relationship with Radio.co, and to be honest, it feels like we might as well be working in the same office as them.
Steamhouse have made a lot of recommendations to Radio.co on how we can improve our stack. Quite a lot of the time our developers have been using things for stuff like messaging and queuing, which are quite often open source, and there are aspects of the Amazon cloud which can actually replace this and do a far better job.
For example, we used to use ZeroMQ for messaging between systems, and we used raw Redis, but Steamhouse recommended the AWS alternatives.
I think the guys at Steamhouse have got a really good working knowledge of all the different aspects that encompass Amazon Web Services, all the different individual services and how they all correlate and link together, which is really, really fundamental when building a solution such as ours.
Really working with Radio.co is very easy. They have a very modern approach to development. We have a modern approach to infrastructure. We're very much on the same page as those guys.
Conventionally, with hosting, you would spend a lot of money up front on hardware, for servers and things like that. With the cloud, you're never paying for more than what you actually need. Anyone who's worried about going into the DevOps role, the best thing to do is just sit down with the guys at Steamhouse and have a chat and see what they can offer.
Personally, I'd say take the plunge with AWS. Everything's automated and, it's less for us to worry about in the long run.